Have you ever noticed a quiet shift inside you? A change so subtle that most people would miss it, yet you feel it in the way your thoughts move, in the way your emotions ripple through you, in the way ordinary moments carry a new kind of weight. It is not dramatic at first. It feels like something soft but steady has begun to move beneath the surface, a current pulling you into a different version of yourself. And if you have ever wondered whether this feeling is real or just your imagination, the truth is simple. You are not imagining it. You are rising. When your frequency begins to lift, life does not shout the evidence at you. It whispers. The first signs are small, a little more calm in your chest, a little more space in your thoughts, a little less pressure to control every outcome. These are not accidents. They are signals. They are proof that your entire system is reorganizing. Your energy field, your nervous system, even the way your heart and brain communicate, all of it is adjusting to a higher frequency of being. And yet most people overlook these signals. Why? Because we have been taught to measure progress only by what we can see outside of us. The job, the money, the recognition, the milestones that can be posted or celebrated. But inner growth rarely announces itself with fireworks. It shows up in quieter ways, in the stillness between thoughts, in the way tension dissolves without effort, in the way your body breathes easier without being told. That is why this message matters. Because once you learn to notice these inner signals, you stop doubting yourself. You stop questioning whether your growth is real, and you begin to trust the process even before the outer results appear. This trust is powerful. It keeps you moving when nothing on the outside seems to change. It reminds you that change always starts inside before it reaches the surface. So what does it mean for your frequency to rise? To understand this, you need to realize one simple truth. You are not just a body moving through the world. You are a field of energy, a living signal. Every thought, every feeling, every intention carries a vibration. And that vibration interacts with the field around you. The quantum field of possibilities, the invisible matrix of reality that responds not to what you want, but to what you radiate. When your vibration is low, your field is scattered. Fear, worry, resentment, self-doubt. These states send out a jagged signal. They collapse your focus into narrow patterns. They keep you in survival mode. You feel reactive, defensive, always bracing for something to go wrong. Your body reflects it too. Muscles tight, breath shallow, heart racing. Life feels heavy. But when your vibration rises, everything reorganizes. Your heart generates a stronger, more coherent electromagnetic field. Your brain waves shift into harmony. Your nervous system relaxes into safety. The energy you send out becomes clear and stable, and the field responds. You begin to notice synchronicities. You sense possibilities you never saw before. You feel drawn toward choices that expand you instead of contract you. This is not wishful thinking. This is biology and physics working together. Your body is literally wired to reflect your state of energy, and reality is wired to mirror it back to you. That is why learning to recognize the signs of rising frequency is so important. Because once you know what they are, you no longer wonder if you are doing it right. You know. In this journey, we will explore 5 signs that reveal your frequency is rising. These are not vague ideas. They are practical, observable shifts that show up in your emotions, your body, your relationships, and your choices. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. You will realize that transformation has been happening inside you long before the evidence appeared outside. But before we step into the first sign, let us look deeper at why these shifts happen. Because when you understand the science and the spirit behind it, you trust the process more fully. You stop dismissing your own experience as coincidence. You stop waiting for proof, and you start living as proof. Here is the key. In quantum physics, there is something called the observer effect. It means that the very act of observing a particle changes it. Reality does not exist in a fixed state until it is observed. It exists as a wave of probabilities, infinite possibilities waiting to collapse into form. And what collapses that wave? Your observation, your attention, your frequency. This is not just about your conscious thoughts. It is about your subconscious beliefs, your emotions, the rhythm of your heart, the coherence of your brain. Together they broadcast a signal. That signal is what the field responds to, which means every moment you are shaping reality not just by what you do, but by what you are. So when your frequency rises, you are not just thinking positively. You are recoding your entire system. Your biology reorganizes. Your emotional baseline shifts. Your nervous system begins to regulate instead of react. Your energy field broadcasts a new signal, and life starts to arrange itself in ways that match it. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you are stuck in fear or self-doubt, you are on one frequency. You only hear the songs that match that station. But when you shift your energy, you change the channel. Suddenly new songs come through. They were always there, but you could not hear them until you tuned yourself to match. This is why the earliest signs of rising frequency are so subtle. They are not dramatic events. They are quiet adjustments in your inner station. And once you notice them, you realize everything is already beginning to change. You may feel a little more calm in situations that once triggered you. You may feel your body soften without effort. You may notice you are less interested in old conversations that used to consume you. Or you may simply feel a strange sense of clarity, like your inner fog has begun to lift. These are not small things. They are the first proof that you are stepping into a new way of being. And here is the truth most people miss. The inner shift always comes before the outer shift. Your energy field reorganizes before your circumstances do. That is why it is so easy to doubt yourself in the beginning. You think nothing is happening. You look for proof in the wrong place. But the real evidence is already alive in your breath, your body, your awareness. So in this first part of our journey together, I want you to start noticing the subtle. Notice the moments of quiet peace. Notice the way your body feels safer even when nothing has changed outside. Notice the way your awareness begins to expand beyond old limitations, because these are the markers of transformation. They are not imagination. They are not coincidence. They are your frequency rising. And as we move forward, I will show you the 5 signs that prove this shift is real. Each one builds on the other. Each one reveals more of who you are becoming. And each one reminds you that even if the outer world has not yet caught up, the inner world is already rewriting your reality. Stay with me. The signs you have been waiting for are already here. All they need is your awareness. In the next section, we will uncover the first 2 signs in detail. They may seem small at first glance, but they hold the power to confirm that your transformation is already unfolding. The first sign is almost invisible. It is so subtle that many people dismiss it or overlook it. Yet it is the foundation of everything else that follows. You begin to feel a quiet peace that is not tied to circumstances. It is not the relief that comes when bills are paid or when plans work out the way you wanted. It is deeper. It arrives without reason. You notice that your body is no longer bracing for the next problem. Your thoughts are not circling the same loop of worry. You feel space inside you. You feel room to breathe. At first, it might confuse you. You may even question it. Why am I calm when I should be stressed? Why do I feel steady when nothing has changed? But this is how it begins. The nervous system is recalibrating. Your heart and brain are finding a rhythm of coherence. The part of your mind that reacts in fear is no longer running the show. Another part is waking up, a part that witnesses instead of panics, a part that observes instead of spirals. This piece is not apathy. It is not indifference. It is presence. It is your energy stepping out of survival mode and into alignment. And the more you allow it, the more it becomes your baseline. Suddenly, the little things that used to knock you off balance lose their grip. The traffic jam, the late reply, the unexpected expense, they still happen. But they do not shake you the way they once did. You are steady. You are anchored. From a scientific view, this is coherence. Your heart's electromagnetic field is harmonizing with your brain waves. Your nervous system is shifting from fight or flight into regulation. Stress chemistry like cortisol drops. Healing chemistry like oxytocin rises. Your body feels safe enough to relax. And when the body feels safe, the mind can expand. This is the first proof your frequency is rising. That inner calm is not an accident. It is your system realigning itself to a higher vibration. And once you feel it, you cannot deny that change is happening inside you. The second sign is physical. You begin to feel your body release tension without effort. It is as if knots you carried for years are finally loosening. Your shoulders drop. Your chest softens. Your breath deepens. Sometimes it happens so subtly you only notice later that you are no longer clenching your jaw or holding your stomach tight. This release is not random. It is your body responding to a new frequency. When you live in fear or resentment, your body adapts by holding tension. Muscles brace, organs contract, fascia tightens. It becomes your normal state, so familiar that you forget what ease even feels like. But as your vibration rises, your body receives signals of safety, and it lets go. Breath becomes a powerful indicator here. Without trying, you notice your breathing is slower, deeper, more natural. Your body is no longer trapped in shallow, stressed rhythms. Instead, it begins to breathe the way it was designed to. This is your nervous system shifting into parasympathetic mode, the mode of rest, the mode of healing, the mode where your body repairs itself. Sometimes this release comes with unexpected emotion, a wave of sadness, a sudden tear, a moment of grief for the years you spent bracing against life. Do not resist this. It is part of the clearing. Your body is letting go not just of physical tension, but of the emotional weight stored in that tension. Each release creates more space for coherence. It is important to recognize these shifts early, because if you do not, you might dismiss them. You might think you are just tired. You might think you are imagining things. But these subtle releases are some of the most reliable indicators that your frequency is lifting. They show that your inner world is reorganizing long before your outer world does. And here is something to remember. Your energy always changes before your circumstances. Think of it like software updating. The code inside must shift first before the programs outside can run differently. Your body and your energy field are updating right now. That update will soon reflect in the choices you make, the relationships you hold, the opportunities you attract. But it starts here, with quiet peace, with gentle release, with a nervous system finding its new rhythm. Pause for a moment. Reflect on your own life. Have you felt moments of calm that made no sense? Have you noticed your body softening in ways you did not consciously choose? Have you felt even a flicker of safety in situations that once triggered fear? If so, these are not random. They are signs. They are milestones. They are proof that your vibration is recalibrating. Do not ignore them. Do not rush past them. Celebrate them. Because once you recognize them, you build trust in the process. And that trust becomes a force of its own. It carries you forward even when the outer world has not yet caught up. These first two signs often come quietly, but they are powerful beyond measure. They set the stage for everything else. Without them, the later signs cannot take root. With them, your entire foundation changes. You are no longer creating reality from a place of tension and fear. You are creating it from alignment and ease. And this is just the beginning. Because once the peace settles and the body releases, something else begins to happen. Relationships shift. Synchronicities multiply. Opportunities find their way to you. The outer reflection begins to catch up with the inner state. In the next part of this journey, we will uncover the third and fourth signs of rising frequency. These are more visible. You will notice them in the way people respond to you. You will see them in the way life begins to organize itself around your new vibration. And while they may be unsettling at first, they are some of the clearest proof that you are stepping into a new reality. Stay with me. The journey is only deepening, and the signs are waiting to reveal themselves to you. The third sign often surprises people. It does not show up inside your body the way the first two signs do. It shows up in your outer world. Suddenly, certain relationships and environments begin to fall away. Conversations that once felt interesting now feel heavy. Places you used to visit feel draining. The people you used to connect with no longer meet you where you are. And you may not know why. You only know something feels different. This shift is not about judgment. It is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about resonance. As your frequency rises, you are no longer in tune with certain vibrations. Old patterns of gossip, negativity, or constant complaining lose their grip. They no longer match the signal you are broadcasting. And when the match is gone, the connection naturally dissolves. At first, this can feel lonely. You may wonder if you are doing something wrong. You may feel guilty for losing interest in relationships you once valued. But this is a natural part of the process. Energy seeks alignment. When your field becomes more coherent, anything that is out of alignment either rises with you or fades away. There is no need to force it. There is no need to chase or cling. The more you trust the process, the more gracefully the transitions unfold. Sometimes others will sense the change in you. Without you saying a word, they feel your calm. They feel your grounded presence. And it unsettles them. They may resist. They may even try to pull you back into familiar cycles of stress or drama. Do not mistake this as a sign to shrink. It is simply their reaction to the mirror your energy provides. Stay steady. Stay compassionate. Remember that your role is not to convince anyone to change. Your role is to honor your own frequency. This third sign is one of the clearest markers that your frequency is rising. Life reorganizes itself around your new state. Relationships, environments, even habits begin to shift. And while this may feel uncomfortable, it is also liberating. Because each release makes more space for relationships and opportunities that align with who you are becoming. The fourth sign is both exciting and mysterious. Synchronicities begin to multiply. What once felt like random coincidence now feels like meaningful alignment. You think of a friend and they text you moments later. You take a different route home and stumble upon an opportunity you never could have planned. Doors open with ease. Encounters happen at the right time. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a flow. From the outside, it may look magical, but from the perspective of energy, it is natural. When your frequency rises, your awareness expands. You are no longer trapped in survival scanning. Your brain is not consumed with searching for threats. That space allows you to notice patterns and connections that were always there. You become sensitive to information that once slipped past you. You see opportunities because your perception is clear enough to recognize them. This is why synchronicities increase. They are not random gifts from the universe. They are reflections of your own coherence. When your signal is stable, the field responds in kind. Reality organizes itself around your vibration. And the more you relax into this state, the more frequently these alignments occur. It is important here to understand the difference between chasing signs and allowing them. If you chase synchronicities as proof, you create resistance. You send out a signal of doubt, but if you allow them as validation, they amplify naturally. Think of them as echoes that confirm you are on the frequency you intended. This fourth sign is deeply encouraging. It shows you that the inner changes are already shaping your outer world. You no longer feel like life is happening to you. You realize it is responding to you. And that realization brings a new kind of confidence. A confidence rooted not in control, but in trust. Pause for a moment and reflect. Have you noticed relationships drifting quietly away? Have you felt drawn to step out of certain environments without knowing why? Have you begun to see patterns of alignment that once seemed impossible? If so, you are living the third and fourth signs. They are proof that your frequency is not only rising inside you, but also reshaping the world around you. Together, these two signs can feel both unsettling and empowering. Unsettling because they shift the familiar. Empowering because they reveal that change is real. And once you learn to trust them, they guide you into a life that feels more aligned than ever before. And here is something to keep in mind. The more you recognize these signs, the more natural they become. Relationships that once drained you no longer tempt you. Synchronicities that once shocked you begin to feel normal. What once felt like rare moments of magic become the fabric of your everyday life. This is the gift of coherence. It makes alignment your new normal. But the journey is not complete yet. There is a fifth sign, and it is perhaps the most powerful of all. A sign that does not just confirm your frequency is rising, but anchors it. A sign that transforms how you see yourself, how you act, and how you relate to everything around you. In the next part, we will uncover this final sign. The one that feels like coming home to yourself. The one that simplifies everything. The one that shows you that your worth, your purpose, your clarity have always been here waiting beneath the noise. Stay with me. The journey is about to reach its most powerful point. The fifth sign may be the quietest, yet it is the one that changes everything. You begin to feel an unshakable clarity of purpose, a sense of self-worth that no longer depends on what others think. It is not about temporary confidence. It is not about needing recognition or applause. It is something deeper. It feels like a steady knowing that has always been inside you but hidden beneath layers of noise. At first, it shows up in small ways. You notice you explain yourself less. You stop seeking constant reassurance. You feel less urgency to prove your value. Decisions that once left you paralyzed feel easier. You trust your intuition without needing endless evidence. You realize that what resonates for you is enough, even if no one else sees it. This clarity is not dramatic. It unfolds gently, like fog lifting to reveal a landscape that was always there. You begin to understand that your worth was never missing. It was simply covered by doubt, fear, and comparison. As your frequency rises, that interference dissolves. What remains is a steady signal of self-trust. From the view of neuroscience, this shift is powerful. When stress chemistry fades, the higher centers of your brain activate. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your mind that imagines and creates, comes online. You are no longer trapped in survival loops. You gain access to broader perspectives, and from that place, purpose feels natural instead of forced. This clarity changes the way you move through life. You stop chasing approval. You stop bending yourself to fit expectations. You stop tolerating relationships that drain your energy. Instead, you act from alignment. Your choices reflect your worth instead of questioning it, and the field responds to this with opportunities and connections that match your state. One of the most liberating parts of this fifth sign is how simple life begins to feel. You no longer force outcomes. You no longer chase what does not resonate. You trust that when you act from alignment, the right experiences will unfold. This does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means your action flows from clarity instead of lack. You act because it feels right, not because you are trying to fill an empty space inside. And this is why so many people describe this stage as coming home. Because it is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you always were. The worth, the clarity, the purpose have always been yours. Rising frequency simply clears the static so you can hear your own signal. This inner clarity has measurable effects on your body. Studies show that when your heart and brain are coherent, your immune system strengthens, hormones balance, cognitive function improves. You feel more energized, more creative, more resilient. Your biology reflects your state of alignment, and life reflects it too. In relationships, this clarity shows up as clean boundaries. You no longer give your energy away to dynamics that drain you. You no longer react defensively when others disagree. You no longer need constant agreement to feel secure, because your sense of self does not depend on their validation. This is freedom. Think about what that means. No more chasing, no more proving, no more waiting for permission, just a quiet knowing that you are enough, that you are already aligned with a field that responds to your authenticity. This is the essence of the fifth sign, and once you taste it, you cannot go back. Pause here for a moment. Reflect on your own journey. Have you noticed yourself caring less about external approval? Have you felt moments of steady intuition? Have you begun to act from clarity instead of fear? If so, you are already living this sign. You are already standing in the new frequency. And here is the truth. This clarity is not a peak moment that comes and goes. It is a baseline you can nurture. The more you recognize it, the stronger it becomes. The more you honor it, the more stable it feels, until it is no longer a flicker. It is your new normal. Now we bring it all together, because information alone does not transform you. Embodiment does. It is one thing to hear about these 5 signs. It is another to feel them in your body and trust them as your reality. So take a breath with me now. Close your eyes if it feels safe. Let your shoulders soften. Feel the weight of your body on the chair or the floor. Breathe deeply, slowly, naturally. Notice the space in your chest as you inhale. Notice the release as you exhale. Now bring to mind a moment when you felt completely present. A moment of calm, a moment of wonder, a moment when you felt safe in your own skin. Hold that memory gently. Let the feeling of it spread through you. This is coherence. This is frequency rising. Repeat quietly to yourself, I am the observer. I am the field. I am the frequency. Let these words sink into your body. They are not affirmations to chase. They are reminders of what you already are. You are not separate from the field. You are part of it. You are shaping it every moment through the signal you emit. Stay here for a few more breaths. Let the peace, the release, the alignment, the synchronicity, and the clarity settle in. These are not concepts. They are experiences. They are the evidence that you are rising. And as you return to your day, remember this. Transformation does not happen in giant leaps. It happens in moments like this. Moments when you notice the subtle. Moments when you trust the process. Moments when you choose to embody the signal rather than chase the echo. You are not alone. There is a growing community of people choosing this path. People who are ready to live from coherence, presence, and alignment. People who know that raising frequency is not about escaping life, but about meeting it fully. You are part of that movement now. So carry this awareness with you. Notice the signs, trust the shifts, honor the clarity, and remember always, you are the frequency, and the field is listening.